This is David with Corel Training.
This is Cassie Green from Apparelist.
This is Gordon and Firemark from the Entertainment Law Update.
And you're listening to
Two Regular Guys podcast.
Hosted by Terry Combs RG, Regular Guy, and Aaron Montgomery.
The place to be for industry news.
the best dad jokes on earth, along with relevant topics to apparel decorating.
So pass it away.
All right, welcome into the show. It is Friday, October 6th, 2023. I'm Terry Combs, and you can find me at terrycombs.com.
And I'm Aaron Montgomery, and you can find me over at Our Success Group. And my job is to inspire you to build a business that you love. Today, Terry, exciting day. I know I say that every week, but it is exciting every week. But no, today's another really exciting day. We're going to start off the day with at least Brandy. Hopefully, Josh, we got fingers crossed. We're efforting there, but we've got Brandy with Apparelist, and we're going to talk some Apparelist. We're going to talk some Printing United Expo and the upcoming shows beyond the as we were talking about in the pre-show, the new flag that she's carrying. So and then get some words from Josh about what we can expect out there at Printing United. Is like I said, as long as Josh makes it. So fingers crossed. And then Terry. I can't believe it, right? This is going to feel really weird. It feels like it's still the start of 2023 some days, but the second half of the show, it's REGGIE Award season, and we will be announcing this year's categories and kind of officially kicking off the nomination process here today. So can you believe that?
11th, I think.
11th. Yep.
Yeah.
11th annual. Yep. There we go. So
fantastic.
Yeah.
And
exciting.
make sure everybody stays till the very end and get your helping of the secret sauce. This week, Aaron is cooking up a how-to on communicating your unique value. So stay tuned to the very end and get a helping of that wing sauce.
Yeah, it's delicious today. I really feel like I'm proud of it, right? So exciting.
Awesome.
And then just a quick note, right? This show. So Eric is under the, I don't know if some of you may have seen on Facebook, he posted that he's just not feeling well, and we're like, Eric, dude, you have to take care of yourself, right? Don't worry about us. We'll figure it out. But we're just throwing that out there right now. I am pushing buttons. Terry's still smiling and nodding, and we're all good.
I had a little cough this morning when I was out running, and so I thought maybe I caught some kind of internet virus from Eric. So,
all right. Well, you should check that out. But look at you out running. Good on you, man. All right. Well, so but the steadfast reporter, Cassie Green, is here with us, and we do have another news segment. She just bringing it every week, and we so appreciate her stepping up and stepping in here. So, Terry, are you ready to bring Cassie in?
Let's hear the news.
All right.
Good morning, everybody. Super excited for REGGIE's season. I love to display our little, you can see over my back shoulder, our little REGGIE award from last year. But yeah, super excited to see how the industry, what they bring this year and all the nominees. It's always a really fun time. And of course, Expo time's always really fun, but headlines for you guys this week. First one I've got, Grimco acquires Tube Light Denko. We like to talk about mergers and acquisitions and all that activity in the industry because it's important to keep a finger on, who's doing what and who's going where. So Grimco, a wholesale sign and screen print supply company, announced the acquisition of Florida-based Tube Light Denko. That happened earlier this week. The joining of the two companies will expand the number of locations and product availability for customers of both organizations, and that's according to Grimco. Tube Light Denko recently completed the acquisition of Garston Sign Supplies, so, kind of backstory there. And Grimco will be acquiring all combined 21 locations. So just if this affects you, they will definitely be, reaching out to all their customers. Tube Light Denko was formed in 2021 when Tube Light and Denko joined forces to create a coast-to-coast sign supply company. So again, continuing to see a trend of this M&A activity. We like to keep you up to date. So make sure you continue to pay attention to Apparelist.com for all of that. Second headline. This one's a little more of a kind of retail-y fashion headline. Peloton and Lululemon ink partnership after rocky history. So again, more on the retail and fashion side, but we've sort of been following along with this story, as there have been and still are several takeaway points that decorators can learn from the whole fiasco. So just if you haven't been following along, over the last few years, the two brands have exchanged lawsuits, each revolving around athletic apparel. In 2021, Lululemon sent Peloton a cease and desist letter threatening to sue unless Peloton stopped selling certain products that Lululemon claimed were copycats. Peloton then retaliated with a lawsuit seeking a court declaration that it did not infringe on Lululemon's intellectual property. Eventually, they did lose that lawsuit. And we talked a little bit about this last week, but copyright, intellectual property, infringement, things like that, really important topics for decorators to pay attention to. So, take that for what it is. So currently seems like the two brands have buried the hatchet. They inked a 5-year strategic global partnership. So for the time being, it seems the drama has subsided. Other big thing I want to point out to all of you decorators out there is sort of this idea, not only of the copyright, but the co-opetition. I forget who first shared that term with me, but it is possible to coexist with your competition and even figure out how to work together. So again, take that for what it is. Last, quote unquote headline I want to share with all of you is take the state of the decorated apparel industry survey. I want to encourage all regulators, anybody out there in the decorated apparel space, to take the state of the decorated apparel industry survey we can currently have going. We call this the SOTA survey. We've conducted it in the past, year or so, 2 years even, to answer the needs of decorators to take an industry pulse. It helps you get a better understanding of how you stack up against your peers. But it also helps you understand where the opportunities for growth lie and even what to expect in the coming months. Participants do receive a copy of the results, and data will be shared at Printing United Expo for those of you who will be in attendance, and there is still time to register. So that's my spiel for this morning. Back to you guys.
Wow,
There we go.
Peloton and Lululemon, it's like a Romeo and Juliet story. Hopefully it will end a little better, but
Yeah, exactly. Hopefully they don't both drink poison or whatever happened there. But no, that's such good stuff. I love the use of co-opetition. So I'm not taking credit for it, but it is a term that I've used quite frequently, and I've talked a lot about it. And I brought this from my volleyball background, right? Actually, this was a term that I heard the coach of the USA men's Olympic volleyball team using, and so co-opetition. Yep, it's I don't know. I don't know if Miriam's grabbed onto it yet, but we'll see if we can get that in the dictionary.
I liked it.
Yeah, definitely. So,
but more importantly, Aaron, you're bringing the dad joke today.
I do have the dad joke today, and I'm trying to figure out. Okay, push the button, read the thing, get the. No banners today, guys. You're going to have to just shake your head on your own and figure it out. So, with that being said, you think we should dive into that dad joke, Terry?
I'm ready to hear it.
All right, here we go. All right, so Terry, I've started to invest in stocks, things like beef, chicken, vegetable.
Really?
Yeah. One day I hope to be a billionaire. I had to actually explain that.
That
to
is
my
the
son.
definition of dad joke, my friend.
Yes. Well, so you guys will have to tell me, right? I actually had to explain that to my son because he actually didn't know what a beef bouillon cube was, or we had to explain that whole thing. So
They've been in the cabinet for about 8 years, son, and here's what they look like.
nobody ever touches it, but it's there.
All right. Hey, well, Aaron, before we dive all the way in, we want to thank all of the folks for checking out the Two Regular Guys podcast, and we need to hear your voices still. We would love to have the regulators participate in the show intros. So go to decorators.ink.ink/intro, and you just have to read a few sentences and you'll be a part of the show for the coming few years. And we've got a few in, and as you heard at the beginning of the show, but don't be left out. We want more participation. We're always looking for new guests. So if you or anyone you know would like to join us, go to calendly.com/2 regular guys. And you can book a future episode or email us at info@2 regular guys with any of your show ideas. If you're listening to the podcast version of the show, we would appreciate you sharing the Two Regular Guys podcast with your industry friends so they can become regulators too. And we would appreciate you giving us a review on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio. I'm getting them all jumbled together.
Yeah, they are all jumbled together, Terry. It's okay.
That's true. YouTube podcast, wherever you do your podcast listening. If you're watching live today, please join in with your comments and questions, especially if you have questions about the upcoming Printing United in Atlanta.
Yeah, exactly. Looking forward to that chat, and yeah, we are just about ready. Let's grab a couple of comments here real quick, so Josh can have a moment to just take a breath and get settled in. And so we had Chuck joining us earlier this morning. Good morning, excited for the show today. And Todd from Fat Dad, he did have also a follow up, Terry. I don't know if you saw that or not, but that joke crashed. Well, maybe he was talking about David's joke, though. What did the fish say when he hit the wall? Okay, you guys figured out. Damn. Okay, got it.
That was my original dad joke.
Yeah, exactly. All right, and Amy checking in here with love it. Ramona, laugh, love it. Billionaire. Yep. Okay. All right. So I think we are ready. I think we are prepared. I don't know if I am, but I'm doing my best here, everybody. So hang in there. But Terry, are you ready for Brandy?
I'm ready. Let's bring on our guests.
All right, let's do it. So we're gonna welcome into the show today, everybody. Hey there, guys. So Josh, Brandy, for any new listeners out there, I'd love it if you guys would just kind of tell us a little quick. Give us the 101, right? And what we always love to hear is how you found yourself in this industry. So, Brandy, you're first on the list. You get to start us off here, be the guinea pig for us.
How I found myself in the industry.
Yeah,
I think
crazy,
the industry found me more than I found it. I feel like I've been here forever, which is almost true, actually. If anybody recognizes my name, I was with Graphics Pro, which was formerly the MBM show, which was formerly the Big Show, which was formerly the Printwear show. But I was with them for kind of ever. I feel like I started as a teenager because I kind of did. So it was a very, I evolved with that part of the industry, and here I am and just never left. It was supposed to be like a quick summer job, and that quick summer job turned into a career forever. So yeah, because when we've recently asked people, so okay, how'd you find yourself in the industry, but more importantly, why did you stay? I couldn't leave.
It's like California.
Really though, I was trying to dig something up because I know it's somewhere in this house that I thought it would be fun. So maybe on another show, I have probably what was an obsession tee, which has got me excited about apparel as a kid. It had like the puffy letters, the flocked letters, and the name on it, and a really great unicorn screen print that's still there from like my Girl Scout troop, and I'm pretty sure that this still gets made, this shirt, exactly the same way, which is kind of awesome because I'm old. So it's still around, but maybe on another time I'll be able to bring it and you can see this artifact from long ago.
Yeah, we definitely need to see that. That's a must. All right, Josh, how are you, sir? Good to see you. Can
doing
give us
doing
that
well.
Same spiel there, just how you found yourself in this industry, and like I said, maybe why did you stay?
Yeah, I kind of fell into it as well from the events side. I've done trade shows and large scale events for like 20 some odd years. That's kind of where I guess probably now 10 years ago, I landed working on the impression show.
Yep.
I kind of worked my way through there, and same thing. It's like a tribe, man. Like you get in, and you I don't want to say you get sucked in like it's a bad thing, but there's a gravitational force to this industry for sure, and it's good.
Yeah.
I haven't left because I don't want to.
Yeah.
I guess is the case, and
That's
I'm
awesome.
getting to try new things now with why Brandy has joined us at Printing United, and what I'm doing at Printing United. It's kind of a new chapter for both of us, but
Nice.
I'm still attached to the apparel side, but I'm not going to leave it.
Yeah, for sure. I love it. Wow, very cool.
It is Hotel California. You can check it anytime you like, but you can never leave.
Right, exactly. Yeah. That's a good one.
Well, Brandy, you have a new name tag. Tell us about your new position with Apparelist.
I do. I have a new name tag and a new flag, a new role, a new directive. So I am the brand director for Apparelist, and really what that's kind of encompassing is just really being a forward facing role with the entire community, really digging into what the community needs and trends and where we're heading, and overall how Apparelist can support the industry with on all facets: distributors, decorators, manufacturers, and what we can do to be more impactful. Honestly, that's it in a whole. Is that clear as mud?
It's super clear. Josh, what do you see Brandy bringing to the table? Obviously there's lots of things that she's going to bring to the table that we're all excited about, but from your vantage point, what do you see there?
I like her background. So for anybody who doesn't know, who's watching, Brandy and I used to be competitors. Now we're on the same team. But that's exactly why, game recognizes game is what you like to say. And I think Brandy brings a huge amount of institutional knowledge about the industry, as well as some other areas that fit perfect into Printing United. We're all printing, right? And where she hails from, it was a bit diversified. It wasn't just one thing. So I think that makes things for a perfect fit. So I'm excited about it. So we always said we got along, and now we proved it because now we work on the same team.
Right.
So
he broke the mold of or getting back to what you were saying, Aaron, about coexisting with your competitor. Instead, we just made each other teammates instead of competitors.
I was just going to say it's a little bit of co-opetition there.
Yeah.
But I always saw you guys like Josh, you would go to the graphic expo, and Brandy, you'd be over there at the Impressions Expo and walking the show, and it was cool. I always thought it was cool that you guys allowed each other to walk the shows, and
that's how much room is in this industry. That's how much is there, and it's one of the first things I heard in this industry that's always stuck with me, and it was I think it was at a Fort Worth show. This is like 10 years ago, with somebody pitching from their booth, and they were explaining like, you and your neighbor can do the same thing, and you're not even going to be competitors, right? And that's a rare thing, and that kind of anecdote has always stuck with me. And then, David, I agree. Brandy is an animal. She's awesome. So actually, there was a couple other questions there too. And I think, David, you asked a couple.
David,
this is, to me, is why we're all here, why I got into trade shows too, is walking into the show floor the first time and seeing the city that's been erected over a week or 3 days or whatever it is, and just being like, what the heck are all these people doing here? I was pushing magazine bins around the first show floor I worked on, and then watching the commerce take place and the business and the networking and seeing like the human side of everything that we do. That's my favorite part of the event planning, watching it all come together and watching the people come who have no idea what's happened leading up to it, except that, you're going to go to the show. Yeah, I'll see you at the show. That's about as far as they get sometimes. And then seeing them come and do what they do and explore and window shop and, drool and say, oh, I want to do this. And then you see them 3 years later and they say, I had a conversation in line at a bar or, on the floor at a happy hour, and it changed the course of my business. Yeah. Right. And it's something they couldn't plan for. That to me is just magical.
Nice.
100%. And mine's a little along that. I really enjoy interacting, honestly, with attendees. I mean, I love everybody who's in the industry, but talking to people who are brand new, who've never been, which is always amazing to me, who've never been to an event before and never taken in everything all at once can be really overwhelming. And sometimes it's just like having that quick conversation with somebody of being like, okay, it's not, but look, check it out. You've got all of these opportunities, and how can we help you? And how can we direct you to somebody who is maybe not as scary? Because sometimes a new attendee coming into it sees some of these incredible booths that are doing so much stuff, and then they're like, whoa, I don't even want to go in, because I'm afraid to, because it's intimidating. So and being kind of that bridge to help these people be like, no, let me just go introduce you to whoever. They're going to be your buddy and kind of walk you through this. And whether it's like, their competitor that they take you over to, or whatever, somebody who's new like that. Like you said, Josh, there's so much opportunity for everybody in this industry, and there's so much that everybody can get in on. That, I think, is my favorite part, is just watching how everything comes together, and then from a perspective of an attendee who has never seen any of this before, which is awe-inspiring.
Wow. So we'll all be there, so you can come and talk to us about it there. And week after next in Atlanta.
Evelyn asked, will you all be there? And yes, we will. So
one more I just saw. I have to answer this because it's too good. Fat Dad Wholesale. What do you have to do to get reliable internet at a trade show? You've got to break the internet mafia, because we have the same problem. Those buildings are either concrete.
70 grand, maybe. I don't know.
So it's kind of crazy. It is like it is. I don't want to say it's a racket, but it's a racket. It's illegal for them to block your MiFis now, supposedly. So you should be able to use MiFis. That happened 4 or 5 years ago at a national level. I don't know what the compliance timeline was with that. But to put it in perspective, when Walmart does their show, they spend about $1.5 million, and they just shut it down and bring in their own broadcast towers. And that's the only show I've ever seen that had like functioning, workable Wi-Fi anywhere in this mass area, because it's just they're huge areas and they're giant concrete blocks.
Well, I will tell you this, in Fort Worth a couple weeks back, we did this show off of my hotspot on my phone. So, and
it worked fine.
Better.
There
we
go. That's progress.
Notoriously bad in my recollection. All right. Well, we're obviously talking about Printing United here a lot. It's Brandy and I we were all talking before the show started a little bit, and it feels like next week, but it's not next week, but it kind of is next week, kind of thing, right? Like,
I'll be there next week.
Yeah, exactly. You guys are probably there. So obviously it's around the corner. Josh, I want to ask you this first, and then Brandy, I want to get your take on this too. But Cassie, and this again, I'm trying to remember when we were talking before the show and during the show, but obviously education is back this year. So talk to us about that first. Let's talk about the educational opportunities that are going to be happening at Printing United this year.
Yeah. So going back into the Wayback Machine, like 3 or 4 years ago, we did some pretty extensive research and some surveys on site, and we had like 100+ sessions. They were highly technical. They were great, but people were like, it's too much. It's too much. We want more experiential stuff. So we took that to heart, and we, in 2022, didn't have any classroom education. Now, knowing this community, we sat down and went, well, that's just not going to fly like for us. So we have to do something. So that's when we did the Future State Theater and brought the apparel zone back, and kind of in a different way to try to provide that. And then we, again, heard from that show, man, where are the classrooms at? Even though attendance might have been off in them 3 or 4 years ago, the fact that they're there kind of means something. I think, it's just important. So yes, we do have some classroom tracks that are back now. I think we have something like 40 or 50 total tracks, but it's divided amongst the different segments.
Sure.
And then we're still doing those on floor educational areas, which Terry, I appreciate you being part of as well, where we've actually kind of taken a different approach. Instead of having like this giant amalgamation of all the equipment going all day, we've segmented it out by application technology and given a couple times during the day where it's kind of this is happening at these times, like sessions almost. I mean, and in fact, literally, but there still be interactions any time of the day. So it's kind of open 24/7, but there's a couple hot times during the day for each area when attendees can come and kind of take in that specific application technology, whether it's time with experts, whether it's a session, whether it's influencers, whether it's hands-on and actual printing.
Yeah.
And then over on the stage, we're doing the same thing as last year, except we have a bit more apropos to the name. We're actually in a theater. We've like kind of moved the goalpost here and extended the show floor. So we've opened some crash doors and built temporary walls, so you don't have to like go through security and all that stuff again. On one of our major lounge areas that's kind of made for the apparel folks, where the Apparelist, where Brandy and Cassie will be hanging out doing podcasts and things like that. There's a coffee bar and a happy hour each day. And attached to that lounge is the Future State Theater, which we've got 10 on stage sessions there that range from panel discussions. And some of them we've got competitive executives on the same panel, which I think I'm like, this has never happened. Like, how do we get these three people on the same stage together? Like, and they're agreeing to talk. So I think that's also indicative of where things are going in the industry. It's not so much versus anymore. It's how does this all work together and for your customers' needs and how to make every order profitable type of thing. It's great. So I'm excited about the lineup that we have and the folks we have kind of looking out for the education at the show. A lot of them are longtime industry educators, Terry, like yourself, that we know are gonna do a great job.
Awesome. Brandy, what about you? Anything else on the education side from your fresh perspective, your new vantage point with your new flag there?
This is going to be as what I was saying about attendees. While I've been to this show a million times when in its previous name as well, and then now as Printing United Alliance, this is the first time I'm going to be there in this capacity. So there's a lot of new stuff and learning for me. So I'm going to be most of the time, I'm going to be in the apparel zone. I'll be in Future State Theater for anybody just taking in a lot of these different things right now with everybody else, so I'll see you guys there. Obviously.
Obviously. You said happy hour. That's all it took for us. So.
Right.
And did you hear about the beer? Did you hear about the beer we have?
No.
So there's a brewery in Atlanta called Printer's Ale, and he's making a CMYK, so 4 different flavors, 4 different beers, and that's actually what we got the convention center to order for their distributor. So we'll have CMYK beer.
Oh, that is perfect. Awesome. But you had me at beer. But so let's talk a little bit more about the apparel zone. I'm going to be kind of running in and out of there. Equipment zone, along with Epson, we're going to be doing DTG, printing, demonstrations, training, all 3 days. And so I'm going to be running from the equipment zone booth over there to do that. But what's the rest of the breakdown? I mean, so we'll be there doing DTG. Who else is going to be there, and what will they be doing? Josh, you want to start?
Sure. So when it comes to heat applied technologies, Stalls will be kind of showcasing their stuff there, and they're doing more session type stuff. They'll have a make and take area, but it's definitely focused on kind of sit down, listen for 30 minutes type of education.
Nice.
And if we come around, clockwise, if I'm looking at the floor plan and I'm starting in the left corner, right, that was heat applied. We'll come down to actual DTF equipment. So, whether if you want to print your own transfers, American Print Supply is doing that. So Rob Super and his crew with Sean and everybody are phenomenal. They were in the zone last year, and they'll be showcasing some of the new UV stuff. Kind of a comparison between traditional and UV DTF, and then come through DTG where you guys are, and then right next to you will be Grimco, and they'll have kind of micro sessions for screen printing. So they and some of their partners, I know Wilflex is in there, Vastex is in there, and a few other folks that they're going to kind of be doing short 15-minute. They call them micro sessions, right? So for learning in each area of what's kind of new, but it's also time where you could go and troubleshoot with some experts. Like, hey, I'm having these challenges. What can I do? So they'll be there for that. And then the largest portion is actually MS and JK Group, and all of their partners are doing a legitimate micro factory. So from roll fabric, and we'll have sewers there to finish goods. And they'll be doing everything from, shirts and blankets and, I heard board shorts, but I don't know if that's going to be legit or not. But we'll have some apparel being cranked out from the roll as well in the area. And then right in the center, are kind of the most important things that make everything happen are the substrates, right? So we'll have, blank roll fabrics like from TVF, and then Sanmar and Delta, and why am I drawing a blank? So that's it. TVF, Sanmar, and Delta. That's the three. The fourth side's facing a column, so that's our storage door. So we'll put everything in there. So you guys, Terry, you guys can store your blanks in there.
Yeah.
There you go.
Cool. Brandy, real quick, while we're talking about all this, so what you'll be over kind of hanging out in that area, I believe that you just said. What are you kind of most looking forward to taking in there? I mean, obviously all of it from the big picture perspective of it, but what are some key things that you're going to be looking for?
Really just anything new that's out, and any new way that people are tackling an issue right now. That's what I'm looking forward to see any new processes that are going on, any new substrates that are out there, and how and what people are doing with them, because everybody gets real creative real fast, which is awesome.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm looking forward to.
Awesome.
At 4:00 on Wednesday, I'm going to be there talking about everything you've heard about DTG printing on the internet is wrong. So you might want to check that out.
For sure.
And we fit that title in the description too.
It took some doing.
I love the educational sessions you guys have planned, because it's going to kind of go around the room. So we're going to be at 4:00, and the second day we're going to have a panel discussion. And the third day, Jay Bassell will be there in the booth talking about marketing your DTG products. So, and I'm sure everybody's doing similar things. So there's going to be a lot of great information, no selling, just education. So we're very, very excited about being there.
Yeah.
So what else have we missed about the show before we let you guys go? Josh, anything that we've missed talking about?
It's just massive. I saw a comment earlier too. Somebody said they'd been to 2 of these and they hadn't even seen everything. I think that's there we go, Nikki. That's dead on. We're over 800 exhibitors. We're larger than last year, which is surprising because the show's not in Vegas, right? It's in Atlanta. Usually the Vegas show is strong. It's 1 million square feet, so wear comfortable shoes. And there's a lot to see, and I would encourage everybody, like if you're members, this is free. If not, it's not very expensive to get an education pass, but there are some sessions that help explain the other print segments. And I would say to decorators, people are picking up apparel decoration as part of their wide format print service provider organization. The same can go both ways, and there's a bunch of courses we've done to help educate printers, people who know how to print but not in that segment, on what these other ones are. And for 45 minutes to go, man, that was totally something I can do, or yeah, no way, I'm not interested in that. It's definitely worth the time, I think, to investigate, because convergence is real.
Yeah. Yep. That's a good point. Really good point. Brandy, anything that we missed from your vantage point?
No, but I just saw Nikki's comment. It made me giggle. The Disney World for decorators is what it is, and it's kind of true. You're gonna need a rest break and a snack to make it through your first morning, for sure.
There is a train. There is a train in the show floor. There's a golf cart tram to go around the side, like Disneyland, just like it.
Oh man, I may have to ride that because I'm going to be wearing the comfy shoes.
100%.
To the happy hour, not from the happy hour. Aaron.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah. Then you can wrap it up with a little cyan, magenta, yellow, and black. So.
Yeah.
Man, this is like perfectly right up my alley. Such good stuff. Well, all right. So we've got a link there for people to go get more information, decorators.inc/expo. Anywhere else where they can go get more information. So that'll take you right into Printing United. You can sign up for the expo there, that type of thing. But where else should people be tuned in?
Printing.org.
Okay.
That's the best place and the easiest place to remember it. It's just printing.org. That goes right to the Alliance's main website, and there's places to register right from there. But you can learn more about what Brandy and I are getting ourselves into over here.
Absolutely.
There you go. Well, and then I think we got to get Brandy's flag up there too, even though you're on the same team. You're carrying different flags a little bit, not necessarily, but
yeah.
Apparelist, right?
Yep.
That's right.
Okay. All right. Cool. Wow. You guys, thank you so much. What a wonderful conversation. We are super excited to see you guys, to get to hang out and yeah, I mean, I love the fact that everything is like, you guys listen, you make changes, you listen again, you make new changes. It just keeps getting better and better. I mean, yeah, Terry was talking about some of the panel discussions. I'm excited about that. I get to be on a pricing panel on Thursday, and just all of the cool stuff that's happening. I think if you're on the fence about going to Atlanta, just stop. Just, it's for most of us in the Midwest here, just drive there. It's fine, or fly in. Or I actually got a decent flight just the other day on Delta. It was actually much cheaper than I expected because Southwest screwed me over, but that's a whole different story.
We appreciate it, Aaron. And we try to. We're not perfect, and we're not going to be perfect, but we'll continue to try to get better and better. And that's the name of the game is just what can we do to help support and keep going in the right direction.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for your time. It was great chatting with you guys, and look forward to seeing you in person soon.
All right. See you soon.
Safe travels. We'll see everybody.
We won't see you next week, but we'll see you the week after. Right?
Not next week. No,
all right.
Week after.
Bye, guys. Safe travels.
Awesome.
All right.
Very, very good stuff, and exciting to get the band together again, as they say.
Yeah, definitely. Really, really good stuff. And yeah, very, very exciting news. All right. Well, let's take a quick break here. And then we will kind of take a breather so we get it all back together. And then we're ready to start announcing the categories for the Reggies, right?
Fantastic. Looking forward to it.
Hi, I'm Lewis Montgomery. I want to tell you all about my dad's new book, The Fundamentals of Business Success. He wrote it to help small business owners like you fall in love with your business.
Hey, thank you, Lewis. Yes, that's right. I was just tired of watching these small businesses be overwhelmed, just struggling, and ultimately underpaid because they just didn't have a strong foundation to build off of. They were trying to create their business the way somebody else created their business, and they were never going to catch up.
It's not just about making money. It's about having fun and building something you're truly passionate about. My dad's new book breaks down everything into a 13-step cycle with plenty of practical applications so you can start taking action right away. Grab your copy at OurSuccessGroup.com/FBS book. Whether you're just starting out or looking to spice things up in your current business, this book will become your guide. Don't miss out on your chance to get this book at the introductory price, only available at OurSuccessGroup.com/FBS book.
Awesome. Thank you,
Awesome.
Lewis.
Good
and
job, Lewis.
I appreciate all the comments in there. David says, great job, Lewis. Yeah, he's a good young man. I'm super proud of him and thankful to have him as a son. Evelyn, I just wanted to hit this real quick. Eric will, unfortunately, Eric's not here right now. He's out sick, and we wanted him to get well, get rested up, but he will also not be able to make it out to the expo this year. Just couldn't get away, so we're going to miss him, but he will be producing the show from his location there, so he will still be with us. So it's not like
from a secret location.
From a secret location, bunker, sealed away. So anyhow, all right. Well, I feel like we should have some like introduction for this now too, but I haven't gotten there yet. But Reggie time, Terry. Yes, you said it earlier. 11th season, right? So this is our second decade. We're kicking off our second decade of doing these award shows, and here's what we kind of talked about beforehand. Like Printing United, right? We want to listen. Like Printing United, we want to kind of take that stuff in, make changes where they make sense, and so we were kind of talking about like what do we do? How do we kick off this next decade in the right way? And for us, it felt like a good time to kind of refresh. You're going to see here in a little bit, we've kind of freshened up the names of the awards. We've refined the categories to make them a little more concise. And so we've actually reduced the number of categories down a little bit this year. And I don't know, I just keep coming back to the thought of, we're just putting a nice fresh coat of paint on something that we really love already. So does that sound about right to you, Terry?
Yeah, absolutely. In our second decade of the awards, time to spruce them up a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. So we are ready to do this. So one of the kind of the spirit of the award is that it's just an opportunity to celebrate. We've talked with Josh and Brandy and beforehand with Cassie and that co-opetition and just so many good people, right? I think everybody that we've asked, why did you stay? It does come back to the good people that are here and the friendships they make and the tribes, even the competitors, right? Like they were talking about, you can tell that there's a chemistry there. So, the spirit of the Reggies is just about celebrating that. And so one of the things we like to do to celebrate that is we want to always kind of bring up the name. So with this nomination program, everybody that gets nominated will get mentioned on that show, even if they don't make it to the voting round. But what we also like to do is just go through last year's categories and let people know who won last year, just in case you didn't remember that. And so, Terry, you want to kind of start us off here then?
Yeah, and just as a reminder to everyone, this is the only industry award that is, first of all, completely nominated by the listeners, by the industry participants, and then voted on by you. Aaron and I, all we do, we're just facilitating this. We have one vote, just like you guys do. So these awards are super meaningful because it all comes from the industry participants, anybody that wants to be involved. So,
and I'm giggling because every year we get somebody that reaches out to us and says, "Hey, what about?" Like, cool, great, we'll take that in as feedback. But no, we're not making that change. No matter how much sense it makes, we're just facilitating it. So here we go.
Or when the voting ends, hey, could you open up the voting for one more day? No.
Well, this person should be nominated. Okay, they should have been. Maybe next year.
That's up to you.
Yeah. All right, Terry. Well, sorry. Go ahead. Start us off here. What was our first category last year?
Yeah, it was best new products. So the category is for products that have impacted the industry in 2022. And these products must have been released in the last 3 years and have not made the voting before. So the winner last year was Sublimation Paints by Artistry, and which was kind of a cool deal and a neat product. This year, the same category, just a better description, 2023 Fresh Impact Product Award. So the category shines a light on products that have made a notable difference in our industry during 2023. To qualify, products should have hit the market within the last 3 years again and not have been on the voting list in previous years. So this award aims to acknowledge the fresh and influential contributions these new products bring to our field, showcasing innovation and progress. So similar to best new products, just fresh impact products.
Yeah, love it. Okay, cool. Well, so the second category, Terry, was last year was the best customer service. And the idea here was to list the company or person, share a specific company. And if there's a person who stands out there, share them too. This company and team members are customer service oriented. And the winner last year was Vic Patel with Craft Express. And it was great having Vic on. In fact, I actually just had a conversation 2 days ago with Vic. It was good to catch up with him. And yeah, so this year, again, like Terry mentioned there, it kind of same category. Everything's pretty much the same. We just freshened it up a little bit. And I'm trying to push buttons and talk at the same time, so I apologize. But this year category is 2023 Customer Care Spotlight Award. And this category is all about recognizing a company and, if applicable, a specific individual with that company who has shown exceptional customer service in our industry. It's about spotlighting those who go the extra mile to ensure customers are satisfied. Please list the company, and if there's a stand-up person, mention them too. This award highlights the importance of a customer-focused approach and celebrates the companies and individuals who embody this principle in their daily operations. So again, that's the 2023 Customer Care Spotlight Award.
Aaron, that category is also where you and I meet a lot of new folks. We have, folks nominated that maybe haven't been noticed before in the industry, but are doing a really great job out there. So usually a lot of new faces in that category, which is always good to see.
Yeah, definitely. Good, really good point, Terry.
So last year we had two categories. One was Best Industry Educator. That was won by Lori Donovan. Mm-hmm. And then we had Best Podcast or Online Education. And that was one that was the winner of that was Megan Rodenhouse with Craft Express Live. So for 2023, we're combining these categories under one education umbrella. So it's going to be called the 2023 Industry Education Excellence Award. So, man, we did put a really nice new coat of paint on these. That'll look really cool on somebody's wall.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
this category is to recognize the best teacher or online education source that helps people learn in our industry in 2023. It's for those who love to teach and share knowledge, not sell things through talks or posts. The award is open to amazing teachers and also to online spots like podcasts, blogs, video channels, virtual events, and training sessions that make learning fun and easy. And, I think, Aaron, this has grown because the opportunity for education has grown.
Yeah.
And so every year there are new avenues where people can learn about the industry. So just like the opportunities is growing, we had to kind of grow this category as well. So this is really going to open up, I think, to a lot of folks that, again, maybe some new faces that are out there and teaching and sharing, and that we can share with all of you, because I think all the listeners also know that our opinion about a lot of the online education, some of it's really good, some of it's really, really bad. So let's point out some really, really good education, either through seminars, blogs, webinars.
Yeah. All that stuff. No, you're exactly right though. This is, in a way, it's kind of crowdsourcing, right? Like, how do we separate the wheat from the chaff, so to speak, right?
Yeah.
It's that idea. So I love that you mentioned that. And like everything, like your businesses, like our industry, right, we've got to evolve. And so some of these categories did show up because of things happening in the pandemic. And then, as we begin to shift, we have to kind of look at this and go, okay, what are we really trying to celebrate here? And I think, just like you said, it's the industry educational excellence is kind of the point here. And I agree, Terry, that's a great opportunity for us to kind of go, okay, who's out there that maybe we're not seeing enough, and if a lot of people are saying this is good education, you've probably got a lot better choice to pick from that, as opposed to, as you say, Terry, everything on the internet is not always true, all right, or always false. I can't remember how you go about it.
Well, until somebody pointed out, but Terry, you're on the internet, so I had to do an additional slide that said almost everything on the internet is wrong.
Almost. I love it. All right. Well, Terry, so last year for the next category, it was called the Best Industry Trade Show, and we wanted to recognize the in-person event. And that was something that was important to us, and we'll stay the same. We're looking for that opportunity to celebrate in-person folks that are doing events live, that best supported, educated, and provided networking for the decorators community in 2022. And last year's winner was the Printing United Expo, Las Vegas. In fact, Cassie had it over her shoulder on the on her news segment, and you brought that up. So congrats to them, and we'll see if Atlanta can slide in there. But man, there's been a lot of good shows this year, so there's going to be some stiff competition, I think, in this one. So again, same idea, same category, just a new, fresh name on it here. So it's the 2023 Decorators Hub Trade Show Award. And the category aims to honor an in-person event that significantly benefited, educated, and fostered networking within the decorators community in 2023. It's about applauding the event that offered a robust platform for learning, connecting, and growing together. Through this award, we seek to acknowledge the hard work and dedication that goes into organizing a trade show that truly serves and uplifts our industry's community. So, but again, Terry, like you mentioned before, a lot of times we're hearing about events that maybe we weren't really aware of, right? I mean, definitely a few years back, some new events came into the spotlight that were doing things because some of the more traditional events weren't able to kind of keep going. So
exactly right. So yeah, it's more than the four biggies who produce these events. So
yeah, totally.
So last year we had an award that I think was our first or second year for this award.
Yeah, something like that.
I lose track.
Mm-hmm.
But
it's been 10 years, Terry. So there's a lot of years to figure out in there.
But It wasn't with us at the beginning, but we had an award called Most Influential Up-and-Comer in the Industry, and the category was to recognize the under 40 crowd in our industry. So the nominee should exemplify all the positive aspects of garment and product decoration. Before nominating, please be sure the person is under 40. We do not check driver's licenses. So
we need your help. If you're nominating, do your best, please.
Yeah, you need to vet your nomination.
Yeah.
Last year's winner was Stephen Wingler.
Yeah.
So this year, same category, just again, a better description. It's the 2023 Rising Star Award. So the award seeks to highlight an individual under 40 who is making waves in our industry. The nominee should embody the essence of excellence in garment and product decoration, showcasing creativity, skill, and a positive impact in the field. Before making a nomination, again, please check to see if the person is in fact under 40. And this is about fresh perspectives brought forth by an emerging talent in our industry.
Yeah. Yep. And Terry, I know that we're getting a little bit older, so we 45, maybe no, just kidding. I know some others, look a little bit, but I think our industry, if you're under 40, you're in the rising star category. So we're going to leave it there at 40. Okay, next one, Terry, here, the next category last year was called Women in Garment Decorating Awards. And based on the quarterly shows the same name, the category is meant to recognize the person who is doing the most to raise the profile of women in the industry. And last year it was won by Lauren Owens, a new name that we just met last year. So really excited to meet new people again. This year, again, same category, just a better description once again. And we are calling it, click the right button here, 2023 Women's Voice Award. This award is all about celebrating a person who is working hard to spotlight the roles and achievements of women in our industry. It's for someone who is making a big difference in raising awareness and boosting the profile of women in the garment decorating field. Through this award, we aim to say a big thank you and cheer on the ongoing efforts to create a more inclusive and inspiring industry for everyone. So
I'm wondering if our listeners are doing exactly what I'm doing. Every time we have a category, all these names are rolling through my head. Who I want to nominate.
Yeah. Hopefully that's what you guys are doing. Yeah. So yes, please.
All right. This next category for 2023 is going to be rolled into the best ambassador for the industry. So stay tuned for that. But last year, it was called Most Inspirational Decorators Community Member, and that was won by Lauren Owens.
Yep. So she won 2 awards last year, and and so yeah, we'll get to the rules here in just a little bit. But
we had a couple of Laurens winning awards last year too. So
yes, we did. In fact, coming up. So the next category. So we'll get to what Terry just said here, the Best Ambassador award, and we'll kind of get that all combined together. But last year, the next category was called the Best Guest on the Two Regular Guys podcast, and pretty self-explanatory, but we just want to recognize the guest on our show that provided the most information that helped your business. And hey, maybe they were a little entertaining too. We always learn better when we're actually, there's actually studies that have been done that your dopamine reward system opens up when you're laughing. So even fake laughs at bad dad jokes will do the trick. So, but last year's winner was Lauren Donovan. And congratulations to Lauren once again. And now this year, same category, just better description one more time. And so this year it's the 2023 Two Regular Guys podcast Guest Star Award. And this award is all about appreciating the guest who not only shared a wealth of information that was a game changer for your business, but also kept you entertained on the Two Regular Guys podcast. It's for the guest whose insight and engaging demeanor made a lasting positive impression, helping to blend valuable learning with enjoyment. So I love that you just mentioned that, Terry. Hopefully everybody as they're listening to this is like, okay, who's going to go on my nomination form? So it's coming, folks.
And you can go back and kind of look through the archives and jog your memory a little bit too, because all these shows are archived on 2 regularguys.com.
That's right. There you go.
All right. So The next category, and one that we got really excited about when we came up with, I remember, Aaron, a few years ago, that this is going to be the highlight award of each year's Reggies. So
kind of like the best actor, best actress, kind of
exactly. The Academy Awards, that very last presentation. So the award was Best Ambassador for the Industry. The category was to recognize someone who represents our industry within and without and exemplifies all the positive aspects of garment and product decoration. And that award was won by Aaron Montgomery. Congratulations, Aaron, again.
I think it's before there.
Before you retire from your crown.
yeah, exactly. I was blown away. I was really just blown away. You know, I get to see it like 5 minutes before everybody else. You know, we kind of shut it down and get it all together. And I'm like, wait a second, I got to go back and check what this can't be right. So thank you guys so much. I really appreciate that award. It meant the world to me.
Awesome. Well, as we said before, we highlight the most inspirational category that evolved out of the pandemic, but really this award should encompass those values. So here is a new description, the 2023 Industry Ambassador Award. This award is dedicated to recognizing an individual who excellently represents our industry both within and beyond, displaying the commendable facets of garment and product decoration. The Industry Ambassador Award celebrates the person who consistently elevates others, demonstrating a blend of positivity, exemplary leadership, and professional integrity that significantly contributes. There's not a grammar or a reading portion of this, I don't believe, but contributes to foster a cooperative and inspiring atmosphere for everyone in our industry. So the 2023 Industry Ambassador Award.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you for reading all that, Terry. You did a fine job. All right. Well, let's talk about, okay. So there you go. That's the 8 categories this year. We reduced it down by 2 just to kind of, again, be more concise and clear. We're always open to feedback. We're always ready to listen to you guys. So any thoughts, suggestions for next year? Okay. For year 12. So
did David Haynes post that we should have an award for best Corel Draw training? Is that?
Yeah, I think. Yeah, so they'd win
I think
it
that's
every
what
year.
he was typing.
Yeah, I think that's what he was typing. So David for next year, maybe. No, okay. But so for those of you, right? So after the secret sauce here in a moment. So don't go rushing away quite yet. But go to 2 Regular Guys. Again, number 2 regularguys.com/Reggies. And you can start nominating. And just want you guys to note that to nominate, you must have a valid email address, and that'll get you on our email list, but you can unsubscribe from it at any time. So here are the kind of rules and regulations and carry over from last year. And again, the idea here is to keep this about the spirit of what it is. It's a way to celebrate the people and services and companies that just make our industry so great. All of the other kind of inconsequential stuff, so to speak, right? Like, I get it, right? I understand that we want this, and there's certainly very humbled to win that award, or we want to give everybody a chance. But if you're nominated, you're going to get recognized. So, at the end of the day, the spirit of it is, let's celebrate people in the industry here. So with that idea in mind, here's what we feel like is the best thing to do. We learned from some things basically, and you can call it what you will, call it whatever the rule, what you will. I know that the people out there will say that, well, that's the so-and-so rule. Okay, whatever, that's your choice. But the first rule here is you must nominate a company or individual in at least 5 of the 8 categories. So if you go in there and you just put one name in one category because they're your guru that you follow, then that's great. Good for you, but take some time, right? Be part of the industry, engage, be part of it, put some other nominations in. And again, if you just put all 5 names, if you didn't put any effort into this, your nomination form is going to get booted out, is basically what we're saying. So nomination forms that have less than 5 categories filled in will be tossed out and not counted. And so that's the first rule. And then the second rule is we just really wanted to encourage a wider range of participation. As you said, Terry, it's such a great way for all the regulators, all of our community, to meet new people that maybe we haven't met before. And I still am blown away, right? 10 years in, and we're meeting new people last year. Right. And, you know, you've been around, what, 44 years? I've been around 23 years, and we're still meeting new people. So that's what this is all about. So we are limiting nominations to a maximum of 2 categories per company or individual. So if they've been nominated in, you know, all 8 categories, then we'll just pick where they were nominated the most time of the top 2 categories, and then we'll go to the next person in line. So that way it's not all 8 categories are won by one person or company, right? So that's the next rule. Beyond that, the nominations close on November 9th at 5 p.m. And Terry, we've talked about this, right? This is a hard date. So again, emailing afterwards is not going to change our mind. One year I got 1,500 emails in the span of an hour and a half, and we still said, "Yep, thanks, appreciate it." I actually set up an automation that replied to every single one of those emails. So yes, if you missed the deadline, then just make sure you put it on your calendar to come back next year. It's always the exact same time of year. So November 9th at 5 p.m. Central Time, Center of the Universe time. That's a hard date that the nominations will close. And then the next morning on the Two Regular Guys show, we will announce that on November 10th. We will read off all of the nominees that made it, right? That they didn't get tossed. Their forms didn't get tossed. And then voting will start right there after that show on November 10th, and it will end on December 7th at 5 p.m. Central Time. And like Terry said earlier, we've got one vote just like you guys do. So reaching out to us in between, not going to help anything, and go from there. So voting ends on December 10th at 5 p.m. Central Time. And then we will have our, I don't know, it's one of our favorite shows of the year, and it's certainly typically the most watched show of the year. On December 8th, we will have the announcement of the winners. We always try to get as many winners to join us live as possible. So always a great show. As usual, winners will receive the plaque. You've got the plaque up there. Coffee mug here. I should have that earlier. And I'm also going to, so our success group is sponsoring once again this year. And so part of that was we're going to throw in a copy of my book, The Fundamentals of Business Success, which the winners can either keep for themselves or they can give it away to somebody in their community. So I just read Ramona's comment here. She says, so those that get tossed, would they be considered hanging chads, Reggie style? I think that's probably yes. Yeah. The answer to that, Ramona, is yes. And Todd, I'll just put it up there. I won't say it because it's without saying. But yeah. Thank you for the good laugh.
Well, you got 1,500 emails because there are people out there that have huge followings and might go on the internet and say, "Hey, I forgot to get my name in for this award. So if you guys wouldn't mind reaching out to Aaron Montgomery."
Yep. So anyhow, all right, Terry. Well, there we go. tworegularguys.com/Reggies right after the secret sauce coming up in just a little bit. But Terry, let's talk about what you've got coming up here. I am really excited to hear what's in Terry's big book of travels.
Yeah, I'll be at. We actually had to move the December class. Workhorse Products had a scheduling conflict, so my Workhorse Products class in Phoenix, complete screen printing business course, will be January 13th and 14th. I'm working right now with Atlas Screen Supply in Chicago to fill out our entire 2024 schedule. So I'm hoping that I'll be able to announce that next week. October 18th through 20th, I'll be in the Equipment Zone booth C3365 at Printing United. Also on October 18th, I'll be presenting Everything You Hear About DTG Printing on the Internet is Wrong. And that will be in the Apparel Zone. And if you don't have a pass yet to get into Printing United, you can use promo code 5412 to get a free Expo pass. And you can go to decorators.ink./expo and watch for all of my upcoming events at terrycombs.com. How about you, Aaron?
There you go, terrycombs.com. Check that out. So real quick for Eric, since Eric's not here today, I did want to share that real quick. So basically for Eric, he's shutting off the take up today, which also means that the half will not be occurring after this show today. So we're giving Eric a break. He needs a breather. He's always he was so funny. He's like, oh man, I feel so. I'm like, dude, go freaking rest. So you guys can all just encourage him to rest and let him know that he's still loved, even though he's not going to be doing the take up today. So yeah, no take up, no half today. And then as far as my travel schedule here, I'll get to Printing United in 1 second, but I am really excited about the new program that I've been able to do. We've have 2 episodes in the books right now. It's called OSG Live, and it happens bright and early on Wednesday morning. So 7 a.m. Central Time is when that happens, but you can come and watch the replay afterwards, and you can go check it out at liveosg.com. And it's a collaboration with myself, my wife, and 2 members of the Masters of Success community, Tanya Deuscher and Becky Kutzer. And they are integral parts of our success group, and they understand the mindset needed for success. And so we just break all that down. So this upcoming Wednesday morning, we've got another session, and a little breaking, not breaking news necessarily, but just people know Gordon Firemark through this show. Well, he will be actually joining us for a little segment on OSG Live this Wednesday to talk about copyright and whatnot. So if you have not checked out OSG Live yet, all you got to do is go to Live OSG. You can see it there and set the reminder, or again, just come back and watch the replay if 7 a.m. Central Time is a little early for you. I know folks on the West Coast, Terry, that's a 5 a.m. Well, will it be 5 a.m. then? Yeah, probably still. I can never get the daylight savings thing right.
Yeah, we're still on daylight savings, or we're still on regular time.
Yeah. So yeah, that happening. And then as I said, Printing United, October 18th through the 20th. As Terry said, you just go to decorators.inc/expo. You can use that promo code 5412 if you're not a member, and decorators.inc/expo. But I am doing 2 sessions there. Wednesday, October 18th at 2 p.m. I'll be doing pricing for profit, strategies for setting pricing that works for your business. And then on Thursday, October 19th at noon, I'll be doing building a strong marketing foundation, the key elements for attracting your ideal customers. And so make sure that you check that out. As I also mentioned, on Thursday, I will be on a pricing panel, about pricing your products. So on Wednesday, I get to do a session. On Thursday, I get to talk about it again. And so a lot of pricing coming up here in Atlanta. And then I think that's about it. We heard from Lewis earlier that if you want to check out the book, you can do so. It's available for pre-order. You can get a copy of it, ebook copy of it right now. And then as soon as I get the publishing done, it's getting closer every day. Feels like it's all I do this time every week, but it's getting closer every day. So I promise it's almost there. oursuccessgroup.com/FBS book. In fact, some people that have pre-ordered did get I just had a few copies printed up. It's not the final version yet. So some of our early adopters have actually got a print copy as well, but the official print copies will be coming very, very soon. All right, Terry. Well, I'm ready for some secret sauce. Are you ready for some secret sauce?
I'm ready to hear some secret sauce.
All right, here we go. All right, regulators, Aaron Montgomery here. Another spicy episode of The Secret Sauce. And today I want to peel back the layers on the evolving notion of value and how it impacts your small business in the decorated apparel and personalized product space. So value, by definition, is the importance, the worth, the usefulness of something. That's the definition that you can pull out of the dictionary approximately. Now, if it sounds really straightforward, right? It's the importance, worth, or usefulness. Sounds straightforward, but it starts to get a little bit complex as we kind of intertwine it with our individual preferences, external circumstances, things like a global pandemic, for instance, right? You remember that thing a few years ago that was called COVID, or the global pandemic, right? So if you do remember that as a business owner and you're still around here today, you ultimately figured out how to communicate your value in a shifting market. Now, post 2020, customers' values change. So as businesses, we had to realign to what those values were and ensure that we communicated those things correctly. So customers now more lean towards community, story, and meaning over mere costs and availability, right? So as business owners, to find new customers, you must understand the significance of your business's unique value proposition. You'll hear it called the UVP from time. So how can you define and communicate your UVP? Well, my first suggestion is ditch the user manual approach in your marketing, right? We instead want to communicate our unique value proposition, our UVP, through what I would consider a best-selling novel style of marketing. So let me explain those two. As humans, we choose books that tell a story and make us feel like we're right there with the character, right? That's the best-selling novel idea, the beer bait and barbecue, the sometimes Jennifer type idea of telling a story. And I don't know anyone, and maybe there's somebody out there, so don't throw stones at me here, but personally, I don't know anyone who just picks up a user's manual to read it at their leisure, right? That's what I'm going to do. I'm bored. I want to read, and here's a user's manual right here, right? But the way we market our business is that user's manual style of marketing, right? So we need to stop being the user's manual, talking about the tools that we use, how many colors we can print. And we instead need to start telling your story as the value that you bring to your customers. Remember, you're not just selling a product, you're potentially crafting memories. Maybe you're forging connections. Maybe you're bolstering the local economy. Maybe you're helping raise funds for causes that are important to people. So that's the first thing. Secondly, you have to get close to your ideal customers so you can actually understand what they truly value. Right? Is it sustainability? Is it local craftsmanship? Is it a shared niche interest, right? That they value? Maybe something else completely, but the only way to find out is to get outside of your comfort zone and start engaging with them, start learning their language, start working to understand how you solve their problems, and ultimately show that you genuinely care. This is not a one and done task. Oh, I've got to engage with my customers. Checked off, I'm done. I can move on to the next thing, right? This is a continuous cycle to keep your finger on the pulse of what's important to your ideal customers. Adaptability is your ally. Now, here comes the secret sauce. I want you to start by penning down your business story. What makes you stand out? List out all the reasons your gut is telling you, and just trust your gut, right? Don't worry about it. Terry's tool of just making a list and writing 20 things, 50 things, whatever that is, just start writing down all the reasons your gut is telling you as to why your customers buy from you, right? We can really easily pick what they buy from us, but the more important thing is, why do they buy from you? Then be more intentional about communicating with your customers to really kind of confirm and refine those reasons from that list that your gut is telling you. You can then use that insight to communicate a compelling narrative that's going to resonate with your ideal customer. My suggestion is to spend all of your marketing effort on telling the story of why your customers should buy from you, and leave off that what, right? The number of colors, the user's manual style of marketing. Let go of that. Don't get rid of that, and leave that opportunity for after, when you're creating the work order, because that ideal customer is already committed to doing business with you. That's when you can figure out the what, not in your marketing. So to close this out, remember, in a world full of specs and who's the cheapest, the price wars, be the story that your customer resonates with. So there we go. Until next time, this is Aaron Montgomery from our Success Group, inspiring you to love your business. You guys can reach out to me anytime at consultaaron.com with any questions, comments, and looking forward to the next time, if I can find the right button here.
All right. You're crafting memories. I wrote that down. That was awesome.
No, I like it. All right. I made Terry's little yellow legal pad. I love it. Yes. All right. Todd, I did not link the Reggies in the comments, but we can do that real quick. That's a really good reminder. I just saw that. So without Eric here, it's we're going to have to give him another pay raise, Terry. This is all right.
This year.
Yep. Okay. So I think we got it. And thank you, Evelyn. I appreciate that. Ramona talking about the book says, I use my spiral copy to jot notes. My final copy will be placed on my bookshelf as a first edition. Awesome. Love it. Thank you, Ramona. Appreciate that. Okay. Well, Terry, what a great show today. I know we went a little into bonus time, but we had a lot of ground to cover, and Reggie season is always worth a little extra bonus time, isn't it?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And yeah, look at us. We're only 15 minutes over, and we had 2 guests and a lot to announce. So look at that.
Yes. Well, hey, Terry, we want to make sure we thank Josh, Brandy, Cassie, everybody at Printing United. We cannot wait to see you guys all out there. Decorators.inc/expo, and ink is INK, by the way. Just make sure you get that K in there. /expo to go directly to sign up and meet us out there in Atlanta. So I saw Evelyn posted a lot earlier that she's going to be looking for us. So we'll be looking for you too, Evelyn. And so just great show today, Terry. Thank you.
Absolutely. And we'll be broadcasting our show live right there on Friday at 11 o'clock Eastern. So if you're in the neighborhood, come by and see us. We also want to thank Eric Campbell for being our producer. Get well soon, my friend.
Yeah, exactly. We appreciate him more when he's not here. we appreciate him all the time, to be honest with you. But boy, he does a lot of work. I know it. So next week we got one more show before we head out to Printing United, and we're going to be talking to Bo Beltzer, who's with Condi. You guys probably know Bo. He's kind of the face of Condi over there, and a lot of the programming that they do. And Bo's such a fun guy, really just a great person to be around. And he's going to be talking to us about being punk rock in a corporate world. So I don't consider Condi real corporate, but for Bo, it's no, he's a good guy. And I'm looking forward to his insights on that topic, Terry.
I think there are a lot of people out there, our listeners going, well, wait, that's me.
Yeah, that's right. So we'll tune in. Tell us all about it. We can't wait to talk to Bo next week, Terry.
All right. Until then, I'm Terry Combs. He's Aaron Montgomery.
And that was the 2 regular guys.
Here we go. We're out.
Awesome.
Thank you for listening to 2 Regular Guys. Check out our website at 2regularguys.com. That's the number 2, regularguys.com. You can also interact with us over at our Facebook page, facebook.com/2regularguys, or send us a tweet, twitter.com/2regularguys. And we have a YouTube page. You can find all that from our website, 2regularguys.com. Thanks for tuning in, and we look forward to spending some time with you again next week.